Today we're here with Australia's top-selling car, the Toyota HiLux. Craig, what did you think of the vehicle?
The HiLux is the best-selling vehicle for a damn good reason. It's basically trading on Toyota's reputation for reliability and the fact that it's a dual-purpose workhorse. Part utility, part family hauler.
Look, I'm the first to admit I would never usually consider a HiLux, but it was a lot of fun to drive and very practical. Let's see how it handles.
This is the business end of the Toyota HiLux, like most four-wheel drive utes. The tray will take up to 800 kilos. That's fine for tradies, works around the farm where you're throwing odds and sods in, bales, whatever. I'd personally go for a spray-in liner just to protect the Bluke, but you'll get away with it. In terms of tow capacity, it's up there with the best in class. It'll haul up to 3,500 kilos. That's going to be a big caravan.
I found the Toyota HiLux handled pretty well given its size and weight. There is a little bit of body roll, but I felt like generally it handled very well even around tight inner city corners. One thing to keep in mind is that the car is quite bouncy at first, although you tend not to notice it as much over time. Acceleration can feel a little bit sluggish from a dead stop, which is a situation you may encounter quite a bit driving around the suburbs or a city. However, if you're on a highway and you've got a bit of momentum, you're really going to feel the power of the car. Let's talk parking. I actually found it easier to reverse park than to forward park the Toyota HiLux. Due to the size of the nose, you're going to struggle to park the car forwards, particularly in inner city environments like a shopping centre car park. In the front of the cab, you've got a lot of little luxuries. There are seat warmers for both the passenger and driver's seat, while the driver's seat also has motorised seat adjusts. I did find the display a bit dated, however, and that's to be expected given how long the HiLux has been around. In the back seat, it's a pretty average, if cozy situation. You can fit 3 people, but there's not a lot of legroom, which is something to keep in mind if you're going to be carting a lot of people around on the regular.
Let's talk nuts and bolts. The Toyota HiLux SR5 sits just over midway through the HiLux range, but in terms of the mainstream, this is about as good as it gets. It's also $68,000 on the road. That's largely because this car has blue paint, another $700. It's also fitted with the premium interior, which adds leather embossed upholstery and a powered driver's seat. That's $2.5 grand. The auto is another $2,000. What the auto does do is allows the 2.8 litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel to crank out 500 Newton metres rather than the 420 that the manual gearbox is permitted to do. Being a four-wheel drive, the HiLux is also fitted with a variety of tools to help you off-road. So if you're going camping for the weekend, or you're down in the back paddock and it's a bit muddy, you can flip out of 4 high, go into 4 low. It'll give you a much better crawling ratio and much more grip in those conditions. There's a hill descent control for heading down steep slopes without needing to ride the brakes, overheating them.
So that's the Toyota HiLux for you. If you're looking for the practicality of a ute with some creature comforts, I think it's a fair option. I probably wouldn't recommend the HiLux as your primary vehicle if you live in the inner city. However, as a secondary vehicle for things like camping, DIY or gardening, it has a lot to love.
The big issue this bad boy's got is its closest competition, the Ford Ranger, is about to arrive with a brand new model, and the poor old HiLux still has 3 or 4 years left to run. For now, the HiLux remains best of the four-wheel drive breed.